Have you ever wondered what a partnership is and what makes a partnership different than a sole proprietorship? What are some of the advantages and disadvantages to a partnership and the different types? Well, in this video, we're going to answer all of those questions. So come with me, Mr. Sin, as we figure out what a partnership is. Now, while watching this video, make sure to use the guided notes. You can find them in the description below. I've created the guided notes to go along with the video so it'll help you take notes and understand all the important concepts. Then when you need to study for your test or quiz, you can just review back to your notes and you don't have to worry about rewatching the video. I also have a video on a sole proprietorship and a corporation, so make sure to look at those so you understand all the different types of business. A partnership is a business that is owned jointly by at least two people. You can have more than two, but you have to have at least two. Now, there's two different types of partnerships that we're going to go over in this course. One is just a general partnership, where everyone who's involved in the business has a say. They all have a financial stake in it and play an active role in managing or operating the business. The other one is a limited partnership. This is where at least one partner, and again it can be more than one, is silent. And what I mean by this is they're a silent partner. They are financially funding the business, but they do not play an active role. And in fact, they have no say in the day-to-day operations. So they decide to become a silent partner, where they're again giving money, but they don't get any say in what's going on with the company. So there's different things that could happen with it, and that brings up new advantages and disadvantages to a silent and limited partnership. And we'll get into those later on in the video. Now, a lot of times when a partnership is being started, it's pretty easy to start. There isn't a lot of legal things you have to go through. Probably the most common is going to be drafting articles of the partnership. And all that states is just how are profits going to be shared, who's going to do what in the business. And not every partnership will go through this process. Some will decide not to. But it's recommended that you do so that way you have a good foundation. And in case there is any disagreements between the partners, you have something to go back to explain, hey, this is what our roles are, or this is how we're splitting the money, or even the cost. So not every partnership will draft these articles, however, some will, and it is advised that you do that. Now, some of the advantages for a partnership are actually pretty similar to a sole proprietorship, and those are that it's really easy to start a partnership. There isn't, again, a lot of legal work that goes into it. You might have the articles of partnership that you want to create, but for the most part, that's about it. You also don't have to worry about special taxes. Now, partners are going to take income from the business and they would pay income tax on that. And you do have to tell the IRS, you would send them a schedule of your pay of what you would be making from it, but that's about it. There isn't a separate business tax that you have to worry about. Other things too as advantages are that you have a lot of expertise. By having multiple partners, you have people hopefully that are specializing in different things. So you can have more talent. And it's also easier to attract more people to your company or your business because now you have a variety of people on board and it's easier to scale up. Banks are also more likely to give you a loan or give you money because then when they're doing this, they know that there's multiple people that can pay it back. And if a bank did not want to give you a loan because they were afraid you wouldn't be able to pay it back, you could always take on another partner. Whether it be a limited partner and where you'd have someone who's just there to support you financially, or someone who would maybe bring new skill sets along with their financial capital to be able to support and grow your business. So as we just saw, there's a bunch of advantages to a partnership, but there's also disadvantages. Some of the disadvantages are that you still have unlimited liability. This is a concept we talked about in the sole proprietorship video. If you need information on that, check out that video. But unlimited liability here means that now, as a partner, you're responsible for everything that happens. And anything your partner does, you are responsible for. If the company takes on massive amount of debt, well then you have to divide that between all the partners. So unlimited liability is the same concept here. It's just a little more complicated because you have multiple people now participating in the business. Now, at the same time, though, if you are a limited partner or a silent partner, you're only responsible for what you've put into the business. So you have some protection there. That's an advantage. Now, a disadvantage would be if the company really scales up, you're limited by whatever your agreement was. And so you might miss out on some opportunities there. So sometimes people will go into a business if they're not sure about it being a silent partner and they want to take that risk. They think it'll go off, but they don't know for sure. And so there's some protection there. Another disadvantage is that the company or your business is going to die after whatever partners leave. As the old partners move on, it's not a legal entity, and so the company would die. Now, new partners can come on and try to work out a new deal with the old partners to keep the name or to keep the business going, and that would be up to them. And another huge disadvantage is conflicts within partners. Now, while when you start a business, I'm sure all of you, if you have or if you plan on it, will be in love with all of your partners and it'll be a great time and you're all going to make millions of dollars. And that is the honeymoon stage. And eventually, though, when times get tough or decisions have to be made, conflicts can easily arise. And when conflicts arise, if there's not systems in place, a partnership can crack because of disconnect within the management. So that's another big disadvantage, is by having multiple people now with a say, there can be conflicts of what should happen, which could lead to stagnation occurring or just the business falling apart. Hopefully right now you have a good understanding of what a partnership is, what are the two different types of partnerships, advantages and disadvantages to a partnership, and also how it's similar and different to a sole proprietorship. Make sure you check out some of the other videos on my channel, including the ones on a sole proprietorship and a corporation. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, I will see you online.